Good morning, everybody. Yes, this is Latanya. I was just getting on here for a second because as I was driving, headed to work, I remember what today is. It's September the 14th. And I was reminded that September the 14th, 8 years ago, I married a pastor. A pastor. And this is not to put the church down. This is not to put down leaders, pastors, or anybody like that. This is just another part of my testimony. I married this man 8 years ago. I really didn't know him. I kind of forced myself to believe that I did, but I didn't. I didn't know him. I didn't know him actually at all. He was really a stranger. But however, I did. I married him. And that's when I began to see things that I ignored, because I can't say that the signs wasn't there. I can't say that the Lord wasn't showing me. I had made a conscious decision not to pay attention to the signs. Women, listen. I didn't pay attention. I kind of like put it to the back. Oh, that's just some. I'm marrying this man. This man is for me. We was finna buy a house. We was finna buy cars. We was setting up to get our my kids apartments. I mean, making all these plans. So I just knew. I knew this was God. So we got married. I can tell you so much happened that day. It is crazy. So much. I went through so much just trying to actually get the ball rolling on getting married. So we ended up getting married. The nice pastor came. We had it in my cousin's house. He came to the house. He married us. Very nice man. Came back, talked to me separately, and was asking me, you sure you want to do this? Oh, yes, this is the Lord. This is the Lord. He's doing this. He asked me again, are you sure this is what you want to do? You want to marry him? Yes. Now stop asking me, Pastor. We got to get married. So he left out. No questions asked. But what was strange, we got married. The vows he wrote was beautiful. I'm like something out of a dream, If y'all ever look me up on YouTube, the wedding is on there. And I left it on there for a reason. But it's on there. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. Let's leave it at that. So, I noticed a couple of days later, I was like, okay, well, I know that since I'm marrying a pastor, of course, he's going to have a prayer life. And of course, I'm going to have to, get off my good for nothing, because I am a prayer warrior. I do pray. I do have a relationship with God. But sometimes I don't want to get up in the mornings. I'm just going to tell the truth. So when I realized that I never seen him for the first few days, I've never seen him get up and pray at all. Now, I did see him get up, get dressed, put his headphones on, and go like he's going running or walking or something. He was doing something. So I was like, maybe that's his time with the Lord. So once he got up and did his thing, I got up and I began to pray. He'll come back. I'll be either still praying or finishing up, whatever the case may be. But this went on for a good maybe 5 days. And after that, I started getting an uneasy feeling. Pay attention, women, to the signs. God already told us that he won't leave us ignorant of Satan's devices. He already said he put enmity between the woman and the serpent. So listen to your woman's intuition. Whatever you call it, listen to it. I started getting an uneasy feeling, and I shared with him. I was like, I don't know, something is not right. I said, the Lord is trying to get my attention. Let me tell you what this fool said. During that time, finances was tied up. His finance was tied up. I was on a fixed income, so money wasn't there. We needed food. But however, a mother gonna still put something back to make sure the kids are taken care of. So I kept telling him, I was like, I don't know what it is. And he was like, well, he's probably getting your attention because, we need food. He said, I seen there was a truck outside that they was, selling food. And, I got a few dollars, we can get some food. I said, he trying to get my truck because a truck? He trying to get my attention because a truck is outside? That don't make sense to me. But nevertheless, I go and see what it is, the truck. Y'all, listen, it was a Randy's truck. Everybody know, Randy's truck. So I'm looking, I'm like, God, that don't make sense. So I kept praying. Day 6, I'm praying. I'm talking about now, I'm praying. I'm praying like never before. I done went from in the room praying. My closet was small, but I made a space in there so I can get in the closet, and I need to close the door. I need to shut away because I needed to hear what it is, God, that you are trying to say to me, because this is not it. So I prayed. I fast, and I prayed, and I fast, and I prayed. I didn't talk to him anymore because obviously he's not connected. I already said, I said, I married a fool. He's not connected. So God, I'm finna do this thing for us. So on, I want to say September 30th, 31st, we went out to eat. He wanted, he never had Whataburger because he's not from Texas. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. If you want to know about the story, get the book. Silent No More and Breaking, Fragmented to Whole, Breaking Ungodly Soul Ties. Get the book. They're on Amazon. So I said, okay, I'm going to take you, to go get you some Whataburger. But first I wanted to go to this Mexican restaurant. So, matter of fact, it was on a Monday. I remember now. It was on a Monday because they had Margarita Mondays. It was off of 35. It was a Mexican restaurant over there. So I liked it, their food. And yes, I liked it, the margarita. 8 years ago. Don't judge me. So we went there and I got what I wanted. And I got me a margarita. And so I was feeling really good. So he was like, okay, I want to go get the Whataburger. So I'm good and full, feeling good. We drive down to Whataburger. We was on Whataburger off of, what is that? Houston School Road, I think. Houston School Road in 20, something like that. So we went and got the Whataburger, got it to go. I'm driving back down Houston School Road. And obviously I was feeling a little too good because I was speeding. So guess what? Those lights came on, pulled me right on over. So he pulled me over and I was almost by my apartments. So I went on and pulled into my apartment so that way if I went to jail, I know I didn't do anything, but just in case, my car would be in my apartments and my kids can come get my car. Yeah. This police officer came to the car, got my ID, got my insurance, went back and ran it. Now we sitting there. We got his Whataburger in the car, so it's smelling good. So I'm still hungry because you have a little margarita, you probably gonna want to eat. So, and then I didn't want him to be like, oh, you've been drinking and driving, even though it was a margarita. Not saying drink and drive, not saying drink. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't drink at all because you need to be sober minded. So that's what I should have been doing instead of trying to get a margarita. So they came back to the car and they was like, well, ma'am, you got a statewide warrant for your arrest. I had to drink me some coffee on this, y'all. I said, excuse me? He said, you have a statewide warrant for your arrest. I was like, no, you must have typed something in wrong because I don't have any tickets. I don't have any warrants. I haven't done anything. I've been good. Nothing. Oh, yeah, I'm sober now. So I said, can you go run it again? So while he went and ran it again, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and eat this burger just in case they come back and have to take me. At least I have some Whataburger in me to last. So, yes, I started eating the Whataburger. By this time, 2 more cars pulled up. I said, Lord, I'm finna go down. I don't know what happened, but I know I'm going down. I just knew I was going to jail. So the lady cop went on his side and asked him for his ID. And he was like, oh, I left it at the house. And he said, we stayed in these apartments around to the front. She said, well, what is your name? So he was hesitant. The pastor didn't want to give his name. The pastor lied. ID was in his pocket. Okay. So he finally gave her the name. She went to run his information. I ain't say nothing. I'm like, I'm cool. I ain't say nothing at all. He came back. He said, ma'am, you do, well, while he was back running my name, I thought I was eating that Whataburger, drinking that Coke. I called my daughters. I said, come around here. The police got me. I'm at the front by the office. Come get my car and come get my things. So my kids was on their way around them. So he's like, ma'am, you got to step out the car. Y'all, I never been in jail. All I kept thinking about is, I don't want to be somebody's girlfriend. I ain't big enough. But anyway, he handcuffed me, put me in the car. And I asked him if my kids can get the car. And they was like, yeah, they can get the car. So I keep looking around because I'm finna get ready to go to work, and people walking by my car probably thinking I'm talking to myself. But anyway, testifying on Tuesday. So I'm in the police car. So they still talking to him. So now it's like two people on the passenger side, because I was driving, talking to him. And so this is the weird thing that they did. So I'm in the car, in the police car, in the back. I lean my head against that little gate that's back there. So I'm praying, and I'm praying, and I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on. But however, whatever happened, just be with me. Now, they said they was arresting me because I had, it was a assault with bodily injury to the elderly. Me. Assault with bodily injuries to the elderly. That means that I had beat up an elderly person and I hurt them. That's a bald-faced lie. Even when the elderly spit on me, I didn't beat her up. I walked away because the Holy Spirit said walk away. Walk, turn. Yeah. Okay. So I'm in the handcuffed in the back. I'm just praying, wanting the Lord to be with me. So they opened up the passenger back seat. Y'all, I looked over there. They put the pastor in the car with me, handcuffed. Y'all know. Now they got 3 cars out here. That I ain't never, ever seen them put 2 people in the same car, arrested in the same car. 2. I ain't see that. 2. They put him and me, was in the same car. And it was like, by that time, it was like 3 or 4 police cars. So I looked over at him. Y'all see that? Look at him. And I was like, Pastor, it ain't no baby, honey, nothing. Pastor, what they arrest you for? I want to know. This is what he did. The man leaned over and he kissed me on my forehead. Some of y'all gonna kiss that. He kissed me on my forehead. He said, it's gonna be all right, baby. I forgot all about me being handcuffed, what they said, because I said, I can already beat that. I already know that that wasn't me. I asked him again, Pastor, what did you do for them to arrest you, put you in this car? He leaned over and kissed me again. So I said, all right, we're going to the jail. I think we went to Tri-City, somewhere in DeSoto. So I'm trying to ask the lady that's processing us, you know, what are you in there for? He didn't tell you? Ain't that your husband? I was like, yeah, he didn't tell you. I said, She said, yeah, you may want to ask him. I'm going to let you ask him. So these people put me and the pastor in a room together. before they fingerprint us, they put us in a room together. They don't do that. They put a male and a female in a room together. I've never seen it. Now, if it happens, because I'm not, familiar with what they do, but I've just never seen it. I never heard people say it. Even when I was a detention officer, I did not. We never did that. So, go figure. So while we was in that room, I said, I'm gonna ask you one more time, James. It wasn't no pastor, it wasn't no baby. It was James. I'm gonna ask you one more time, James. Why did you get arrested? This fool leaned over. Yeah, you guessed it. Kissed me around my forehead. It's gonna be okay, baby. I said, no, it ain't. Grabbed my ring. Took it off. They was gonna take it anyway. But I took it off. They called me, fingerprinted me, did all that. The woman said, did he tell you? I was like, So, of course, I went to my cell, then he went to his cell. What was the reason behind putting this together? I don't know. I still don't know to this day. All I know is it was September the 14th. We got married. 16 days later, got arrested. 16 days later. Went to jail. So I got out. Well, no, I didn't get out like that. Y'all, I'm lying. I was in there and I didn't want to stay in there. It stank real bad. It's no privacy. Then by that time, it's in the middle of the night, wee hours of the night, so I'm trying to call and it's only one person I can call that I know their number. I've been knowing their number for years. So of course, yes, I did. I called my ex-husband, Melvin. Yeah. I called him. And I was like, I'm in jail. He said, what? He didn't believe it. So he said, what you do, baby? I was like, I told him what they said I did. And he was like, well, I said, can you just go to the house, get my money, bail me out? Of course, he didn't have to think about it, guess about it, wonder about it. He just went on, got on up and just did it. Thank God for Melvin. So when I was leaving out, when he bailed me out, I was getting ready to leave out. So I asked the lady again. I was like, you're not gonna tell me what he went? She was like, all I can tell you is that it ain't nothing good. This probably was the best thing that happened for you. I was like, what? You mean to tell me going to jail was the best thing that happened for me? Y'all, I don't understand. But I would eventually understand. So I get out, go to the house. My oldest son was like, Mama, how well do you know your husband? I was like, obviously I don't know him at all because nigga in jail. So obviously I don't. So he just gave me the rundown of how he was, he did the white collar crimes. This nigga was stealing houses. How? The house that I was actually supposed to move into, that we was just waiting for his signature. This ain't even gonna lie. If the realtor, which is I consider my friend now, if she see this video, she'll tell you it ain't. He was trying to steal the house. He was fraudulent, and I was signing my name on documents too, because I just knew this was the house. Oh yeah, I just knew I was marrying 45th son. Y'all know who that is? 45. I knew I was with his son because he had all this money. He showed me all this money. Baby, sometimes money would take you down. Me looking at the things that he could do for me that I felt like I was entitled to got me in a situation that I was in to where I was in jail. Now, keep in mind, God say all things work together for good. And literally, he had all things within the last few years of my life, all things good and bad, they was gonna work together to get me out of this situation that I got myself into. He is so mindful of us that he will make a way out of no way. He is so mindful that even when we do things in our foolish mindset, in our ignorant ways, even when we do things purposely, he's so mindful that he will provide a way of escape out of any situation. And he would turn any situation. I'm talking about I'm talking about God, my Father, my Creator. I'm talking about Alpha, Omega, the beginning and the end. I'm talking about I am that I am. I'm talking about Jehovah Jireh, Tiskanu, El Shaddai, Elohim. I'm talking about my Father, that's in heaven. He's so mindful. So I'm testifying about it on today because I thought about it. I was like, September 14th, why that sound familiar? Remember 8 years ago, this man, he was on an assignment from the enemy. And because I was at a vulnerable place, women of God, women of the world, be careful when you in a vulnerable state, because the enemy gonna come in when you vulnerable, when you weak, when you're not being covered, when you're not in place. I had just left a ministry that was sucking the life out of me, that was killing me. Then my brother died, and here comes this man. He said, okay, I hit her once, I hit her twice. That third time gonna be a TKO. But God said, not so. Not this one. God was going to protect what he put on the inside of me, because he knew that at that moment I was too vulnerable. I was so vulnerable because when I realized that the person that I married wasn't who I thought he was, he only showed me what he wanted me to see. And because I didn't discern it, but the thing is, God was already showing me, I didn't want to hear it. I just know this is 45th son, and I'm finna be living my best life. And it wasn't. It was an assignment from the enemy to take me out. Because when I got out and I found out everything that he did, God allowed me to get his passcodes to all his social media accounts. This man was on an assignment. He in different states. If my friend, I have a couple of friends that's on Facebook that we friends, that they was one of the ones that was gonna marry him, and the other one was in another state, she was gonna marry him, another country, she was gonna marry him. I had to go in there and I had to see. I was the first one that he married. But he was planning on leaving me, going to her, marrying her, leaving her, going to marry another. He was finna go around marrying all these women. But guess what? God saw fit that I was the one that was going to be able to stop him right in his tracks. I don't know how God, I didn't see it, but God did. Me and the young ladies are friends to this day on Facebook. We still check on each other. We still look out. This man was deceiving churches, creating accounts, had a brilliant mind, creating stores online for people to shop, churches to shop and get things for cheap. Church, pastors, leaders, be careful with these things that's on Facebook or on any type of website that's not known for getting cheap things, cheap equipment for the church, cheap computers, cheap this. Be careful. This man deceived the church out of much money. Selling life insurance, deceiving people. They paying their premiums and deceiving them. I married it. Yes, I did. I married it 8 years ago today. But this is my new beginning. He said you can rejoice. You don't have to see that devil no more. Things may happen, things may come, but you don't have to see that devil no more. I called the pastor that married us. Let me tell you how God, he's so mindful. This is testifying about God, his goodness and his mercies that's brand new every day. When he have a purpose and a plan for you, nothing can get in the way. Not you, not them, nothing. So I called the pastor and I told him what happened. He kind of chuckled a little bit. I wonder if he's still around to this day. Anyway, I called him and I was like, this is you married her. He was like, I know exactly who you are. He was like, what's wrong? First of all, how you know something's wrong? You know, because he was truly a man of God. I told him what happened. I told him how he was defrauded, and he stopped in my tracks. He said, do you still have your marriage license? And I was like, well, yeah. He said, God had already told me that you weren't supposed to marry him, but you was so persistent on marrying him that I went on and performed the ceremony. However, I didn't file it. I gave it to you. So that way, if you went and filed it, it was going to be on you. So he gave me back the marriage license. He said, where's the marriage license at now? So I had to think, where's the marriage license at? Found it. He said, just go burn it because it never was recorded. He's so mindful. It didn't even get recorded. I forgot all about he gave me the marriage license. I just went to the house and, like I'm married. He said, burn it. Go have your bonfire, burn it because it's not recorded. You'll never be, only way that people will know you got married is from the videos, from the pictures, and from you telling them. It's not recorded. Of course, God gonna know. But yeah, that's what happened. Because I didn't want to pay attention to the signs that God was showing me. I just knew what I knew to be, this is the Lord. Stop lying on God, people. Stop lying on him. He's sitting back, that's not a part of my plan, sweetheart. That's not who I have for you. This is not the pain I want you to endure. Some of this stuff is self-inflicted. Some of the pain I went through, I put it on myself. I did it because he didn't do that. So now I have to deal with all this. I have to deal with the fact that I married this man. I got arrested. So now I got to deal with charges because I'm bonded out. So I got to go report to the bail's bond once a week. I got to pay this money. So I go to court. I had to fight for my name back. I had to fight for a whole year. You know what? 13 months. I fought for 13 months. And God is so good. He's so mindful. I thank God for the Holy Spirit. I thank God for Jesus, and I thank God for the Holy Spirit. The day that the person did the crime on, they beat this elderly person up, and I wish today that I can find that person all alone. Let me repent. Let me come back. I'm a little salty because of her using my name. Be careful. People will use your name and say that they you, and then you get in trouble for it. So I did. I was like, God, I don't know how to fight this. And immediately it dropped in my spirit to look for my discharge papers from when I was in the hospital. All things work together for good. So I'm looking, I'm like, I don't understand. Why am I looking for hospital records? So I'm looking for the records. Y'all, let me tell you how good God is. I found hospital records from when I was in the hospital in Arlington. I was there like all day. I was sick as a dog. I was so sick. I thought they was going to keep me, but I was there literally all day long. Hear me out. I was there all day long in hospital. Looked at the dates. My God. The same date she beat up that woman, the same date and time I was in the hospital. You can't tell me God don't love me. You can't tell me God don't have my back. You can't tell me that he ain't protecting me from the enemy. You cannot tell me that my Father don't love me, because I know he do. He do. He's so mindful of me. So I was able to take that hospital statement, take it to the courts, give it to my lawyer. And she was like, this is open and shut. She said, this is it. I brought the whole thick file, everything. From when I went, my follow-up, everything. I brought everything. Now, all the tests they ran, everything. I paid for it. Took it right on up there. And it still took them a while. And even then, it was still showing that I got arrested, but no charges it was dismissed, because it just it's not adding up. So I still had to fight, because I said, I don't want them to run my name. I lost some good jobs because they ran that and seen that on there. And they was like, no, we don't deal with these kind of cases. Even though you didn't go to jail, it's just the fact that it's on there. It's saying that you got arrested for that. And that type of arrest, we don't have here at this company. I was like, what? I said, God, I want my name back. I don't know about y'all, but my name means something to me. It means something to me. Just like God, he put his word above his own name. It meant something. If you speak on what God did, it means something. That when he spoke that out his mouth, it means something. And my name meant something to me. And I went, and I seen something on Facebook that says, it was talking about getting your record expunged. So I applied for that. So a year I fought to get done with the courts. I still had to fight a couple more years to get my name cleared. So 2019, I got my record expunged. 2019, just 2 years ago. Listen, when he show you the signs, just listen to him. If some don't feel good, and it's just, you got this, that little bit of, if it's just a little bit of doubt, just like he said, if you have a faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move big. If you have a little bit of doubt, be careful, because that little doubt can save you much heartache, much pain, much opposition. Just a little doubt. I just wanted to testify on this Tuesday. God is good. He's grateful. He's mindful. So if you're out there and you listen to this, or you want to know anything, just comment below. Let me know how I can reach you. I'll reach out. I'm an open book. I'm an open book. And I pray for you. I pray that if you have that little doubt, that God just get you to that place where you just yield to that doubt and go ahead and get away. Get away. It's not worth it, sis. And not just for this, it's not worth it, brother. If you have a little doubt, it's not worth it. The enemy is crafty, he's cunning, he's sneaking, he's out for your soul. Any type of sin, it don't care how big or how small, the wages of sin is death. Death will cost you more than you want to pay. It'll take you further than you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, and cost you more than you want to pay. Forget a natural death. I'm talking about a spiritual death. To have a spiritual death living on this hell of earth, you don't want that, people of God. So on today, glorify in that God is a God that covers, protects, all things working together for good. He exposed, he enlightened, he understands. God is good and faithful. Never forget that. Never forget that. I'm here today because of his grace and his mercy, his love for me. Be blessed on today.